Stock, crypto, and options trading has large potential rewards, but also large potential risks. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the stock, crypto, and options market. Do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose, and this is neither an offer to buy, sell, or recommend a particular stock, crypto, or option. Are you ready? Let's do it. Good morning, everybody. Afternoon for Dave. We got my buddy Jeff with me. Larry, hey, buddy. You're growing your hair back. I like it. Must be nice. All right, we got Jack, everybody. Good to see you all. Good to see you all. Let's get going. There's a couple. Hey, Paulina, you got any eyes on any credit spreads this morning? Maybe? No? Okay. Check out NVIDIA. See what you think. We might do something with that. So let's get started and get into the markets. You don't want to see my busy calendar. That'll scare the crap out of you. Let's go to just a general market overview, like what's going on in the markets. 5 things to know this morning, CNBC.com. This is actually where I go. CNBC, Bloomberg as well. Those are some places that you can get a nice digestion or quick digest of what's going on in the markets. 5 things to know before the stock markets open. Oh, crap. Oh, no. I don't even have this ad block plus loaded, and it's kicking me out here. All right. So let me just go from here. Let me try it again. Come on. There we go. Okay. So stocks, like more retail earnings are ahead. Chinese central bank made unexpected moves, so we can take a look at that. So we got a little bounce coming. We bounced a little bit on Friday. Not bounce, but we had a doji pattern. We'll look at that in a minute. But we're up a little bit to start the day. I just don't think we're going to bounce too hard. We got earnings coming out this week on these companies. I don't want to read them. I could. NVIDIA is up on the agenda. Okay, so NVIDIA is also announcing earnings this week, which would take my trade off the table. Zoom meets after the bell, or announces earnings after the bell. Lowe's, Macy's, Dick's Sporting Goods tomorrow. These could be really good, one-day credit spreads. On Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, we have our free market trading room, and I would definitely have these on your list. NVIDIA in particular, Peloton, Foot Locker, Kohl's, Thursday, and as well Dollar Tree. So some of these retail companies may gap at earnings these days coming up Wednesday through Friday, and you can trade them. Paulina's generally in there. She's a credit spread guru. She's nailing her credit spreads, and it's really a lot of fun. So kind of hang out in there if you'd like on Wednesdays through Fridays at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, China's central bank made some unexpected decisions despite recent economic data pointing to weak growth in the country. What'd they do? Cut the 1-year loan prime rate by 10 basis points to 3 points. So they cut rates on the 1-year loan prime rate. That's interesting. So let's see, the economists expected that rate to be cut by 15 basis points amid ongoing concerns about the country's real estate sector. So China's got same kind of stuff going on that we have here. We can look at some Chinese stocks to see how that's impacted the Chinese market. Not too excited about. That's not a big piece of news. Most publicly, this is kind of interesting, right? Most publicly traded restaurants beat their earnings expectations this quarter, but some fell short. Solid traffic across the board. Restaurants reported falling foot traffic as customers become more selective about how to spend their money. That hurt Chipotle, one of my favorite fast food restaurants in the United States. Chipotle. Interesting. Let's see. Chipotle's at look at the price of Chipotle, $1,849 on Friday. What? For a burrito company? That's crazy. 1825, 18. So the stock is flat for the day, but that's Chipotle after their earnings a couple weeks ago. Nothing really to do there at the moment. All right, I'm not going to dig into this stuff too much more. We got Russia and all that stuff's going on with, fighter jets and escalations and all that sort of stuff. Don't see a whole lot more here in Bloomberg either. On store for the economic calendar this week, the Fed's meeting in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It's a vacation spot, and they hang out for 3 days from August the 24th to 26th. Just, meeting and having a bit of R&R. And Powell will speak on Friday at 10:05 Eastern, Friday morning. Powell's going to give his opening speech at Jackson Hole. So that could be a market-moving event, so be ready for that. In terms of reports this week, existing home sales and new home sales are coming out today and tomorrow, or Tuesday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. Those could be not really market moving, but perhaps real estate moving. You want to look at stuff like the XLRE, the KRE. That's bank, sorry, XLRE. So keep an eye on what's going on with real estate. It's in a bearish. I got a bee on me. Welcome to Costa Rica. Real estate XLRE came down pretty hard, bounced here on Friday, pre-market 36 or so. So keep an eye there. Real estate has been contracting or dropping for about a month now, and tomorrow and Wednesday morning we could see more movement. So keep an eye on that one. Be ready. These reports come out at 10 a.m. a half hour after the market's open. Maybe you'll see a gap in some stocks. Wednesday we'll have our community trading room open, and new home sales come out at 10. So you may see some opportunities right after that report. We got a smaller version of the PMI coming out on Wednesday as well. Initial jobless claims. This is probably the biggest report of the week. We want to see that number increase. I say that every week, but that's the truth. We want to see that. The Fed wants to see that number increase. So that's a general rundown of the market. Let's take a look at the four corners. Let's go through the futures here. /ES. That's the S&P 500. Look at this little doji pattern. When the open and the close are right around the same place, bulls were fighting, bears were winning, bulls were winning. It was a big battle, and then they ended up as a tie. That is a doji pattern, and oftentimes that you'll find those at the end of a trend. This trend has been down. We had a down month almost, 3 weeks, over 3 weeks. Markets have been down. We got the doji pattern on Friday. Looks like we might get some kind of bounce. But I tell you what, man, when distribution days, starting here, the distribution days is when the down volume is higher than the up volume, the green volume, and above average. That's distribution. That's like enthusiastic selling by institutions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I'd say 5, 6 above average days, a few more that are close to average over the course of almost a month. And that just doesn't go away overnight. And the bounce that was actually a bounce, technically a higher close. The volume was slightly above average. This may have some legs. I would expect maybe 44.50 to hold at this stage, depending on what happens this week on the reports, as well as Fowl. Hey, Andrew, we should call him Jerome Fowl. What do you think? I think I do have a lot of compassion for that job. It's got to be one of the hardest jobs, probably the second hardest job after the president in the United States. And I think he's weathering it pretty well. All right, so that's what looks like's happening there. Let's take a look at the Dow. The Dow has not been quite as bearish. Well, it has been. I take that back. Same exact pattern, but lots of distribution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of the last month or so. Maybe a bounce up to the 50-day average. But we are now, as of Thursday of last week, below the 50-day average. Doji pattern, maybe a little bounce. My guess this is my guess. We're going to hit the 50, about 34,800 or so, and then resume the downtrend. That's my guess, and it's a total guess. I don't know for sure what's going to happen. Of course, the NASDAQ tech heavy index is, dropping hard like the rest. Lots more distribution here as well, though, and same pattern exactly. Little doji pattern at the end of a trend, little bounce, maybe up to 15,000, and then from there, if that holds, then expect further downside on the NASDAQ as well. Russell 2000. Now, this is more technically interesting because this bearish trend here, similar to the other indices, not as much volume as well. Looks not as much volume, no distribution days really, as the Russell has corrected. We get our hammer pattern. That's not quite a doji, it's a hammer because we have the head of a hammer right there. Lots of volume. This is really a very it's a very accurate pattern when it occurs at a strong support level like this blue line, the 200-day moving average. I would expect the Russell to bounce from here, maybe up to 1900 or so. I don't know, 50-day average. Looks like we might have a bit of a bounce there too. All right, what else do we have? Let's take a look at gold. Gold is up today a little bit. And I would, first off, I'm looking for risk off. Is that risk off? No, probably not. And mostly because we don't have the UUP up yet. Yes, we do. The UUP is down a little bit pre-market. And then gold is up a little bit pre-market. So that's all that is. Nothing to worry about, nothing to be concerned about. Let's take a look at, let's see, I've looked at the NASDAQ. Let's look at oil. Now, oil's looking really good. Bullish. We have in our other classes that we have, Knights, hedge fund in particular, we've been trading bullish on oil, and oil here broke the 200, had a nice run, hit resistance at 84, has pulled back, and now seems to have bounced right around 79 or so. And further upside looks quite likely there in oil. So I'm still bullish on oil. And look here, the 50-day average is approaching the 200. Across above that would indicate what's called a golden cross, a bullish signal that when traders see it, they go, yeah, bullish, and they come in bullish, self-fulfilling, perhaps, yes, but that's good. We like that because that gives us predictability in the markets. What else? Let's look at natural gas. We placed a trade on natural gas last week. Another one, a long-term credit spread. We'll look at that in a second. Natural gas is just doing what natural gas has been doing. It's going sideways. It's hanging around 3. 3 is a nice center point on this one. Support currently was resistance over here. That's 2.5, excuse me, not 3. 2.5 is likely to hold here, I would say. If it doesn't, then a small move down here to 2 or so. So if you like condors or butterflies or calendar spreads, you should be looking at natural gas, UNG. Long-term credits on this we've been doing. But come on, where's that stock going? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, it's been going sideways around 7. I think there's a good chance that will continue. Sideways prognosis on UNG. Pull out your sideways strategies. Now, we have a long-term credit spread down here at 650 that we'll look at probably right about now. Oh, before I do that, let's check the VIX. VIX futures are down a bit. So we finally got some enthusiasm in the VIX as the markets broke down the end of last week, came close to this 200-day average. I don't really use the moving averages that much on the VIX, but you can. VIX is down a little bit. Down on Friday with the doji patterns, down a little bit to open this morning. Overall, the VIX, let's take a look. I tell you what I want to do here. You know what I want to do? I want to sell a put credit spread under here. I don't think that we're out of the woods, man. The Fed is like facing this economy that inflation is not abating. Consumers are still spending. Joblessness is not increasing enough. We could see a bounce in the market. In fact, I think I'm going to do this right after the first trade I want to do. I was going to do one on NVIDIA, but now that I notice earnings is coming up. But look, if we could sell at 13 down here on one of the instruments, we can't sell a put spread on the VIX, but we'll find one here in a minute. But if the markets continue rising from here, the VIX will drop. But is it going to drop and set new lows right now? I don't think so in the next couple of weeks. No, I don't believe that's going to happen. Unlikely to. So we can look at some of the VIX instruments and sell some credit down here. I'm not prepared to sell call spreads up here just yet because I don't know if the downtrend is going to continue or not. More likelihood that we can get down here and sell a very safe credit spread and generate some income there. So I'm going to look at that one today as well. Anybody on the call, a lot of you are in nights and the hedge fund trades and earnings as well. You know, if you want to go looking for a bullish trade on UVXY. So here's UVXY, that's one. I would be looking at selling around 15, a 15 put on UVXY. That would be a really good trade. VIXY, a little slippage on this one. That's another one you could try out. And you could sell at 22 put there. So I'm giving you some homework. And then we have for right now, VXX is another one. And you could sell the VXX right at these bottoms here, 22, and you know, generate a nice little premium. I'm going to give you I'll tell you another thing about that trade once we put one up on the board. So that's what I have there. Let's take a look at our portfolio. It's getting kind of boring, quite honestly. We just keep winning. We just keep winning. Here's the AMC trade. And maybe we should get some more AMC too, because this bad boy, there's so much IV and AMC. They split on Friday. 10 for one. One share becomes 10 on Friday. And this was the trade we put on the 14th, which was this time last week. We sold the 450 call, bought the 5 call. This is the biggest return we've had since we started snipers. We made 63% on this sucker. The stock had dropped. We sold way up here, and then the stock even ran up and approached the break even, but ran out of steam, and we closed this one down. You could let it expire. In fact, I would have let this expire, but following the rules, we would have been out of this for 2 cents on Friday for a home run credit spread of 63%, which is amazing. It's just amazing. I'm outside today, and one of the things about Costa Rica is they have a ship with a P load of insects, and these little tiny bees are hanging out with me today. All right, so that was a good winner. I hope some of you enjoyed that one. I sure did. MPC. This is oil. And, you know, you might have got a little nervous last week when oil came down to here. Let's go back a little bit. Right here to 816. Is that 816? Let me try again. Right here. I want to see how hot it got. 816. Yeah. This be. What are you doing, man? All right. It's getting hot in here. When the stocks move against you like this, these credit spreads, you know, you start sweating a bit. But what do? Oh, I'm going to adjust. I am going to, you know, you can adjust, but man, we haven't done any adjustments on our credit spreads. We've only had 2 out of 39 winners now, 2 losers out of 39 winners, or 37 winners. We haven't done any adjusting. I'm saying and I'll say this, I'll keep saying it because it takes a while to sink in for a lot of people. But when you do these credit spreads, set your risk to what you're willing to lose. It's like going to the casino. It's not really the same, but similar. Put down what you're willing to lose, 2 to 3% of your portfolio max. Keep that position size contained, and then be very rules-based. I'm in. I do nothing unless the stock closes less than my break even, or I close it down for 10% of my original credit. That's it. And then take the hit. don't get yourself in a tizzy because the stock's moving towards your break even. Detach. If you, and I know this game well, I've done this for, I traded credit spreads like this for 20 years. And I always, you know, in the early days, especially, I always got a little nervous as the stock's coming down. You don't need to get nervous in trading. Just follow your rules. The stock closes less than break even, close it out, close it down. Right at the close, right before, the stock looks poised to close less than your break even. You got 5-10 minutes left. Looks like it's going to happen. Then close it down before the market closes. And effectively, you're taking the trade off at the close. So please just do it that way. That's how I've done it for 13, 14 months now. And it works really well. You know, if you think that 37 out of 39 trades is a good track record, just following rules, you know, I think, you know, obviously it is. So just rest there. That one was last week, didn't take it off. UNG long-term bull put. So this one, oh, back to this one. This is where we are currently. And I'm just going to follow the rules. All right. So oil, Marathon came down with the oil, with oil coming down. It's bounced. Looks like we have further upside. I wouldn't expect the stock to get below 140 by Friday. So just let that one breathe, detach and react, detach and react. Here's our long-term put credit spread on UNG. Same thing. This one expires on September 29. We got 42 days left. It's doing what it's been doing. Don't worry. We got strong support here. Even if it does come below here, two ways to handle this. Same rules as before. The stock closes less than 638. Close it down. The way we're doing this one, though, is because a hard commodity that is in high demand is at multi-year lows. We'll just take the stock at 650. Really, it's 638. That's our cost basis. And we'll own the stock and wait for UNG to do what UNG has done in the not so distant past, which is go way up here to 34. So this is such a gift, this commodity being so low. How low is it going to go? Is it going to zero? No, it's not. Zero. Natural gas is zero. You don't have to pay for it. That's not happening. Strong support. So there you go. All right. Now, with that, I went to barchart.com. I can also show you how to do this in Thinkorswim as well. But on the open here, there's some pre-market losers. I like the gaps ups and downs, up and downs. This one just came up on the radar here. Timber Pharmaceuticals, the stock's at 3, and now it's up $1. So it's what? It's at $4 or so now. Maybe worth looking at. Let me take a quick look. TMBR. Well, it's interesting though. If there's any options, that's the first thing you want to check here. There's no options, so I wasted my time. Check options before you go into the chart. I'm also looking at stock price here. Palo Alto Networks. This is an interesting one, and one I'd like to try.
Paulina mentioned she was checking that one.
What's that, bud?
Paulina mentioned she was checking that one.
Yeah, Paulina, what do you see in there?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out the VWAP. It gapped up, but now it's kind of going down a little bit. It's very close to resistance, but there's $35 between, you know, we could sell at 200.
Yeah.
There's a big slippage in there, but you know.
Yeah, I'm with you. That was the first one on my list here today. These are the 3 I'd like to do today. So Palo Alto Networks. NVIDIA has earnings. NVIDIA would be good too, but they have earnings coming up. So yeah, the stock is way up here. Did you check news on this one, Paulina?
Good news, upgrade, price target increase, maintaining, you know, over whatever they say.
Yeah. Overweight. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they had really good earnings here. And then today, this morning, a bunch of analysts are coming out saying overweight. The analysts loving it. Their forecast after upbeat Q4 earnings raised their guidance. So this is a darling. And if this many analysts are jumping on this. The stock's right now at 235. I thought, Paulina, 220 might be good. 200, of course,
Yeah,
is
you
better.
need some of those, you know, let me call it courage.
Let's call it rules. Yeah.
For
let's call it
220,
rules.
what are you seeing in 220?
Well, that's good. That's a good question. So the rules are, well, the stock has gapped way up to 235. Could it fill the gap? It could, but probably not, given all of these upgrades over here. You can look at them if you like. And then, so stocks here, 230 is strong support. Yep, 230 round number. You could make a case for 225 most likely. Yeah, right here, 225, 220 is strong support. 200, 210. I wouldn't go down to 200. I would, the lowest I would go would be 210 on this one. So now how's the news going to pan out after the open? We don't know. But from what I know historically, when you get this kind of enthusiasm from a handful, actually, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the broker analysts are coming out saying strong buy, overweight, upbeat, reiterate, JP Morgan reiterates outperform, maintains 300 price target. So RBC, Morgan Stanley, everybody, Oppenheimer. When you see that many, yeah, I think 220 is where I want to go. Let's look though, see what might be there. I tell you what, Paulina, let's try for 210. Now, I don't know what it's going to be worth, and we got 3 minutes, so why don't we just do this? Let's sell, let's see what we can get for 210. And don't worry about the slippage.
Nope.
Palo Alto is
110.
going to be fine later. So we're not going to get 135 on a 2.5 point spread.
So
But
I'm
I'm going
looking
to
at
put it in for a
live.
bit.
I'm
What's
looking
that?
at live. I'm looking live and it's showing 110.
I'm sorry, I clicked the wrong button. Yeah, if we sell the 210 by the 207.50s, it shows $1.10. That's right. Now the stock is now 30 points higher, 26 points higher. So we're not going to get that 5 cents here. Let's just put it in. Maybe we get lucky at I'm going to put it in for 75 cents. No, you know what? Let's just put it in for $1. I do want to go closer though. Let's see. That's 210 right there. I think 220 is the number actually. I'm going to go 220. Paulina, you can go 210 if you like.
I will
Or
do
whatever you like.
220. I will do 220 if today was Wednesday.
Right. So you have more time, less time. for
Less
the stock
time.
to
Yeah,
trade.
Wednesday is the best day. Friday is better.
All right, I'm going to go for 220. You can go for, what are you going to go for then?
I don't know. I'm nervous because it's real money.
Oh, you're doing real money. Okay.
I have to prove my strategy works in real money and that I have the nerves to actually do it in real money.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you controlling your position size?
Yeah, I'm going for $100. That's it. 100
Oh, well, I almost said a bad word.
All right. Pineapple because it's $9.59.
I got to be careful. I don't want to encourage you to risk real money. It's up to you, but
Don't encourage me.
I'm not. I'm going to go after $1 for the 220, 217.15 put. And again, that level is super strong support at this stage. If it does retrace, it's got to come back below 230. It's got to come down below 225 and then maybe 220. All right, that's what I'm going to go for. And mid price was $1.55 on Friday. The stock's up quite a bit. Let's see if we can get $1 here. So I'm going to be selling. If I do get $1, I'm probably going to get 50 cents on it, quite honestly. But
Right. Yeah, it is down to 0.465. So we're out 17 cents. Too late.
it's down at 17.
18.
Yeah, the prices are whacked. Now,
Right.
which one is the 210?
I went with you, 220.
Okay, and it's down to what?
23 cents. 28.
Yeah, that's not enough. Well, we've got 2.5 points of risk. We don't have Tom's tools right now to help us out. We could, but you can figure it out. So there's 2.5 points of risk here. They're only giving us 14 cents for the 220. And that's as close as I'd want to get. Now it's giving us 30 cents here. If we were able to get 25 cents, let's say if we got 50 cents on this, the risk would be $2. All right, so 50 cents with a $2 risk is 25%. Right now it's showing 30 cents. Let me get a spreadsheet out here.
Oh, no.
What was that? Did you say, oh God?
No.
Okay. Let me zoom in here. I've done this spreadsheet before. So spread width is 250. And then credit looks like we're going to be able to get, no, there's nothing there. I missed it. It's now 8 cents. Let's see what the stock's doing. Yeah. It's hit 240. Aggressive people may come in at 230. 220 as close as I want to get here. 225 maybe. I would consider 225. So
You never had a chance, Mike, because volatility dropped immediately upon open.
did it really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it cratered.
Yeah, those sometimes you can get lucky right at the open, but you have to have the order on beforehand. I didn't get it on. There was actually 28 cents there. That would have been a decent one. But that's the game we play. Keep an eye on PanW though. Let's see what it does over the week. All right. The other one that I had in mind was NSSC.
Sorry, Mike, I was able to get 29 on it.
You got it.
Yeah, it bounced around. It went way down into the negative and it bounced back up and it jumped in and I got it.
You got the 220, 217.50 for 29?
Yes.
Oh, excellent.
Yep.
Excellent. That's good. So let me show you what that looks like then. Let's duplicate this. And again, this is Friday's data. So I'm going to go to trades, edit trades, create trade, type in NVIDIA. And these are August 18. No, I'm sorry. These are, let's go down here to the puts. August 25 puts. Oh, I got to hit change first. If you don't hit change, you're wasting your time. Hit change. There we go. Of course, I'm on the wrong stock. That would help. PanW. And then this, the first words out of my mouth typically are with you guys in the morning. I haven't spoken yet this morning. Well, it's going back up to 21 cents. Now it's at 11. It's bouncing around. I'm going to put a line in the water for 25 cents. That's about 11% for the end of the week. And back to my spreadsheet here. So if I get 25 cents here, then that's my credit. My risk then is going to be equal to the spread width minus the credit. So that's the, oops, I must have done something wrong there. Oh, that's a divide. So that's the total risk equals spread width minus credit. So that's 25 cents on 22.50. So the ROI on this one is going to be equal to the credit divided by the risk. So that's an 11% return by Friday. I would take that with super high probability. I'll put it in there. So my risk is going to be 225. I'll do 2 contracts. That will get me up to 450 of risk. So I'll just do 2 of these suckers. Phil, nice job getting filled on that. How do you feel about it, Phil? Are you enthusiastic about it?
Yeah, I think it's good. I've had pretty good luck with these sniper trades, and that's looks like a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I think it's going to settle out to be, not possible to get much on this at all in the next hour. So
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. I'm only going to do 2 of these. We've been doing pretty well on these too, Phil. 37 out of 39 winners. Not too bad.
Yeah, I did a period there of almost 4 months where I just checked it out and added them all together, and I think I was 52 or 54. And half of them were the ones you've been giving, and then I was finding my own a little too, the way, but you're teaching us how to fish, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's beautiful. It's a nice little, I like I think this is fun. I enjoy trading this way. It's fast. It's fairly simple once you get used to it.
The one loss, you know, the losses wipe out about 5 trades for me, the way I'm doing it, so.
One loss wipes out 5.
Yeah, about like that.
So you're going way out of the money then?
Pretty far out, yeah.
Yeah, maybe step up a little bit. Yeah. And your APL is what drives the whole thing, right?
Right, so it ends up like 7.8% was where I was running. And without those 2 losses, I would have been like 10.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
But you're right, I might get a little riskier and see, you know, closer to the heat and see what happens.
You can nudge up closer to the heat as you gain more experience, but you've been trading these for what, a year now, right? You're starting to get some distinctions that.
Yeah, from the
Come from
spring to
practice.
now, really heavier, yeah.
All right, good. So NAPCO Security had really good earnings. No, they didn't. Actually, they came out and said, I think this is the one that said that. Let me find the reason that it tanked. Okay. NAPCO Security identifies errors in previous financial statements. Not good. Not good. So their last, I think it was all 3 earnings this year, there were mistakes in their earnings, and the markets and will not tolerate that. And the stock has been tanked. You can count on IV being very elevated. And so here, you know, like a vampire, you know, we can come in and profit on some bad news here and kind of suck some blood out of this thing. But, you know, credit spread on this, it's a 25-dayer. That's the only problem we have. I don't really super love this one, but and just looking at the, these are September 15s. And so, you know, the stock looks like it wants to bounce a bit. Is this punishment overdone? You know, we don't know what the date is going to be, but their last 3 earnings reports are invalid. So all of this activity has been driven by invalid data. So analysts are punishing the stock, markets punishing the stock. How bad is how bad are the errors? We don't know. So we could see a bounce once the new reports are given. I don't know how long that's going to take. I'd have to do some research, but it's an opportunity. Maybe at 30, let's see what's available. 30 is as close as I think I want to get here. Yeah, it's a 5-point spread, and you might get 25 cents over the next month. And, you know, with a 5-point spread, that's 475 in risk and very, very small return over the next month, really, 25 days. And they could come out in the next, you know, couple of weeks and restate their earnings, and maybe they're not as bad as expected. So I'm a little nervous about doing that one, but I thought it was a good educational example. Okay, so let's take another quick look at this SPX. This is the index itself. The SPX gapped up on the open. All right, now the VIX is implied volatility of S&P 500 options, and it's at resistance. We could sell down here a put spread at 13. So, you know, by now you know this. If the market continues to rise from here, the VIX will drop from here. All right. If the markets continue to break down from here, which they could over the coming days or weeks, the VIX will rise. Is it going to drop all the way down to 13 by the end of this week or the end of next week? I don't think so. And we could trade this in a number of ways. Actually, you know what I'm going to do here? I'll go into one of the rankers in Tom's tools. I didn't finish what I was doing before. Let me come back to Palo Alto Networks, and we'll build the risk graph that Phil has. I'm bouncing around this morning. I'm sorry. All right, let's go after the VIX or the VIX, one of the VIX instruments, searchers, single strategy, put credit spread. And whatever we're seeing here should be even better today because the VIX is down a bit. And I'm just going to go after three different ones. The UVXY is the one I tend to trade. It's short-term VIX futures. It's very liquid. And I don't see any put credit spreads on it, so I'll build one manually. The other is the VXX. And then the other is the UV, what is it? The VIXY. That one's got a little slippage in it, so I don't like that one so as much. All right, so there's none there. So what I'll go to is option chains. Let's stay with the UVXY. Actually, did anybody find one before I go down this path?
You probably don't want my MODIDOR, do you?
Nah, right. Maybe as a second version of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let me build a simple one first, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I've got the UVXY, and I'm going to look for Friday and September 1st. So Friday, a week from Friday. And then make sure I got enough strikes here. I don't. This setting in Tom's Tools, by the way, limits the number of strikes that are shown to 10% away from the stock price. So I'm going to go way out of the money on this. See what's there. And where I want to sell here on the UVXY, let's say, is I'd say 15. Why? Well, the lowest close has been 15.49. So that's below the lowest close. It's at a nice distance. And there's other reasons I'll show you now. So let's sell the 15 put. I'm going to try for this Friday and buy the 14.50 underneath. What do we have? We only have 3 cents there. That's 6% by Friday. Now that was Friday's data. Let's see if we can get live right now. And then I want to show you this one little cool thing that you're going to like. Okay.
17, 16 and a half is 11 cents.
Okay. So the 14.50 is only a penny at the moment.
Yeah.
I'll look at that one as well, George. We're going to lift it up here in a minute. So I just want to finish my thread. This one here, if we go out to all right. I have some other things going on there. This is all paper trading though, so I'm not too excited. So 15 here is going to get us 3 cents on 50. Not a lot of return. So that's too low. So we have to lift up the credit spread a bit. Now, George, you're looking at 17. I don't know that I like 17.
I don't like it at all.
Yeah, it's too. It's
That's
too
the
low.
only place there's any money.
Yeah. 16.
2 cents,
16.
16, 15 and a half.
So here, if we sell the 16s, yeah, there's nothing there.
Nothing.
Oh, unfortunately, there's nothing there. So I'll try a different one. Let's try the VXX. Okay, so the VXX. Yeah, let's see. 22 would be good if I could get anything there. Let's see, 23, 22.50, somewhere in there, close as I want to get. Yeah, there's no money there for this Friday. 23.50, 6 cents and 46. That's not bad for Friday at 23.50. Yeah, the stock's at 25. 23.50 is a nice support level, but not a lot of premium just yet. If we go out the next month on the VXX, I don't want to get any closer than 23.50 on that. Let's try here. Now we go out to September the 1st, though. We sold the 23 puts. We can almost get a penny or 10 cents. That's pretty good, actually. That's if we get 10 cents on this, and if the VXX drops a little bit, we'll probably get 10 cents. That would be 25% by September 1st. And what can we get by Friday? Let's see here. Yeah, 3 or 4 cents. We might have to go another week out. That's fine. So let's build this trade so you can see. I need to share something with you here. All right. So I'm going to build this one here. This is the VXX, selling the 23 put, buying the 2250 underneath. So let me go back to this option chain. Let's go to the VXX. And we're going to look for next week. And now I'm going to show you the cool stuff. Strikes 23, 2250. Selling the 23 puts on the right here, -1, buying the 2250s. All right. Showing 7 cents. Looks like we might be able to get 9 cents here. So I'm just going to reflect the risk graph as it is right now. And so this is going to give us 22% by a week from Friday. Okay. Now, let's go down to the IV. Now, what's interesting about the VIX, the VIX instruments, is that the IV is correlated with the stock. So the VXX is up here, IV rushes along with the VXX, meaning it rises. And then if the VXX drops, which it might do, then we will have an IV crush, and that will help these colored lines move this way because this thing called Vega is negative. So if IV does drop with the instrument, which it will, then that will help us here. And that's the benefit of doing these kinds of put credit spreads on the VXX if it's, at support, which is what we're doing here. So I like that one pretty well at that level. Let's take another quick look at the chart. Did anybody look at the VIXY? No? Okay. You're gonna let me do all the fishing today. 23. Yeah. Okay, let's go for it. Let's position size, manage the trade. Let's zoom in a little bit so it's a little clearer to see. 30. We'll go from 19 to 30. And then here's the deal. Okay. So this 2350 level here is a good support level. Ideally, we're down here. I got to say, let's just take a quick look. I know there's not enough down there. Well, maybe there is actually, because we're getting 20-some%. So what if we dropped it a bit further? Just looking at the credits here. If you change the spread type to vertical, you can just kind of scan down the credit prices here. So if I drop it to 2250, there's 5 cents there. So just to kind of give you an idea of what that would be worth, if I was to sell a 50-cent spread for 5 cents, don't worry about the strikes. I just want to give you the ROI. There's 11% by a week from Friday. So that's also available at a slightly safer place at 2250 right down here. I'm going to go after 23. I'm going to do one last check of this SPX. What's the enthusiasm? Yeah, it's bouncing, coming down a little bit in the first 20 minutes of market. I think maybe 4,400 may hold. At least that's what it's looking like right now. Could change later. I'm going to go for the one what we started with, and this is this one for 9 cents. I'm going to go for 10 though. And how many contracts? Again, as I was telling Paulina, most importantly on these, make sure that you're prepared to take the entire loss and then it won't hurt you too much. 2 to 3% of your portfolio's value only. Paulina was saying she's risking $100. That's good for her. Whatever is good for you, be sure to follow suit. So if I did 10, that would be 14. If I did 11, I can do 12, right? And what I want to do is make my max risk about 500. There you go. I'll do 12 cents, 12 of them at 9 cents. Back to trade. I'll post this before I Oh, now it's down to 5 cents. Shoot. See all this talking? No, that's the wrong one. I've changed it around. Let's go to 23.50. Oh, wait a minute. I have an idea. I just noticed. We haven't traded the VXX in a while, but check this out. How would you like to get 2 free days of time decay over a weekend? Anybody? Rhetorical. That's a hell yes, right?
Yes.
Look at the expirations here. I'm just going to get the trade correct here. 22.50. It's going for 8 cents. I got to hurry here, but look, right here, this option on September 1st expires a week from Friday. And notice that there's also a September 5 that expires the following Monday. And over Saturday and Sunday, you have 2 days of time decay. You can literally sell Saturday and Sunday and Monday. The time value for those 3 days, and 2 of them free time decay. So let's go for the next expiration. Looks like I got to go up here to do it. It's not giving them to me. I'll have to do it from here. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry.
No.
I was looking at the wrong stock. Anyway, that's something to note. If you're trading instruments that have daily expirations like the SPX and the SPYs, and you're selling credit spreads, don't sell them on Friday, sell them on the following Monday. That's the way to do it. And then you get an extra 2 free days. You heard it here. You're welcome. Let's go over to our WhatsApp feed. This is the trade I'm going to place for today. And then in a minute, Gerardo is going to share some cool stuff with you. So this is the trade I'm going for. If you want to play along, please paper trade it though. I'm going to put it in for 10 cents. And I'll leave this on for the rest of the day. Hit send. And just let it sit there a bit. Oops, wrong place. So I've got it in for 10 cents. Current mid price is 8.5 cents. Let's see what the markets are doing. The VXX starts rising again, then it's starting to rise a little bit. So it looks like at least, and again, we're only 23 minutes in, but it looks like the SPYs may have at least for now topped out a bit, and the VXX is starting to rise a bit. So I'm going to go back to the trade and just take 9 cents here. We'll get that. 12 contracts at 9 cents. Send. Go back to monitor. I'm going to let that sit. That will likely fill at 9 cents today. And then I'll track this trade if it indeed is filled. We're going for 9 cents. Oops, where is it? All right, I'll build the risk graph later and post it in the forum. And before I hand this over to Gerardo, are there any comments about any other trades? Andrew, would you like to quickly show us your MODIDOR on the UVXY? Which is 2 credit spreads, by the way.
Sure.
Thank you.
And let me take the simple one first. So there is the MODIDOR itself without any hedging on it. I put this in on Friday.
Yeah, this is really not a sniper type trade because it's 35 days. Right?
Right. So this is it's a longer time frame.
Yeah, this is more of a hedge fund style trade. But maybe just quickly show it. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it.
Right.
Because it's beyond the scope for a lot of our people here.
And then, so you've got this kind of thing if it does indeed drop. So there's the concept of hedging this, which would be buying some more lower puts. And then what happens at that point in time is it pulls, it sets up your timelines so that they're more vertical than the other one and reduces your max risk in the trade to $100 or so in this area, because the idea is you're not sticking around until the 22nd, because that adds a lot more opportunity for you to add more risk to it, but it gives you this nice vertical.
And if the stock ends up at max risk, a max profit there, Andrew, it's $200, right?
Yeah.
Max profit.
Well, in here, yeah.
And what's your risk in it?
And
It's a 33% profit, man.
yeah,
I'm digging that. You've been doing this in the nights in the hedge fund community, and this is a beautiful way to trade the VIX.
yeah, this is the second one I've done.
How'd the first one work out?
That one ended up close to $300 in profit. It
On how
just
much
happened to
risk?
be the prices were such that it worked out better.
Yeah, $300 profit doesn't tell me anything. What's the return?
I think you came up with, what was it? It was 50 or 60%.
Oh, that all?
Yeah.
You got to tweak that a little bit, man. That's not enough. No, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Well, yeah, because it was $300 and it was the same risk, of 600 on the max
Yeah.
risk.
Yeah. And the stock tanks, and your green line down below up to the 10th of September is your max managed risk in the trade.
Mhm.
I just got filled, looks like. This is the kind of stuff that we do in hedge fund, y'all. And we're really doing well there. And if it's something you're interested in, you're always welcome. Just reach out and we'll get you enrolled in hedge fund. Thank you, Andrew.
Mhm.
All right, let's pass it over to Gerardo. He's prepared a presentation. It's his first one. So I invite you to give him a lot of love and space. And but he's worked hard on this, and he wants to show you a new feature. Well, not a new feature, but make sure you understand the feature that all of you have, even if you don't subscribe to any other product. If you're a sniper, period, whether you're paying for earnings or hedge fund or nights, this is free to everybody. And we wanted to make sure that all of you know how to use it. Hermanito.
Correct. Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you very much. I was saying, Jeff sleeping. I don't know. He was having some comments there in the chat before move here. He was talking about cyber, ZS, and RENGN. If you want to check that before.
Okay, yeah.
Start here.
Oh, yeah. Let's look at those cyber. These could be good opportunities. We won't have time to do them here, but maybe all y'all can. So cyber. Thanks, Jeff. Cyber. I like, let's see. It's interesting. If I did anything on this one, what's the news? Maintains neutral. I don't know if you have any comments, Jeff. I'm not really super excited about this one.
I just saw it come across as 4 stocks on that gap this morning. I didn't have a chance to look at it.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so it gapped up a bit. It's okay. We could check the news. Looks like brokers have come out and given it some nods. What's the other ones, Jeff?
Regeneron, Romeo Echo Golf November.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, this is good. I love this movement here. The first thing my eyes go to is this, though, right? So there's resistance. I don't sell credit spreads underneath a stock that's right at resistance, because it could hold, because it did the last several times, right? But it's
I was looking at not that there's a lot of credit, or I don't know, but 750 looks reasonably safe for a gap fill, or that moving average right there too.
Yeah, totally. If you can get any money for it, yeah, I would sell under, exactly. I would sell under the 200 or right at it. 750 would be an interesting place if you can get enough credit. You'd probably have to go out a month to get a decent amount, but could be worth a look. And the other one was what again?
Zscaler.
ZS.
Zebra, Sierra.
Yeah, I got it. ZS.
Yeah, I had that up, but look, the credits got away pretty quick.
Yeah. You gotta, yeah.
I was looking at 135.
One at a time here because you can catch these credits right at the open. That's when you really have it.
Yeah, it popped into my
trading
thing
is
at
that the credits can be, there's something to note at the open, everybody, is that the IV is elevated in the morning, especially Monday mornings when all the retail orders coming in, especially with news. So you get them on at 9:28 before the market opens. Jeff, what were you saying? Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying they all came in at one time about 9:20, so I was scrambling and trying to multitask. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I know. You can pretty much only do one at a time on these. All right, Paulina, did you get into a trade today?
No, you're distracting me. No,
Sorry
I was looking at, I'll see, what is it? LRCX, but there's a huge spread. I think, actually, never mind. It just turned into a debit. Never mind.
Okay, but now I got to see the stock chart though. LRCX, Lamb Research. Let's see that one. LRCX. It's
Kind of
interesting.
a resistance, but
Yeah, it's kind of moving with the markets. I would take I don't know if I'm ready to jump in front of this train down here, but it's interesting. If it was up here at 700 plus, heck yeah, I'd be in here right at 645 or so, maybe 670. All right, Gerardo, back to you, buddy. What you got for us?
Thank you very much, Mike. So I'm gonna try to be as quick as possible because I know we are overtime here. But as most of you know, Mike has been doing this educational series with all these sniper calls every Monday. And for those of you who doesn't know where to find that, when you go to your library in your MWTradecoach.com website, you go to snipers right here, and you have this area here that says educational series. You click there and you have more than 30 different lessons about technical, about fundamental, about ways to find trade opportunities. So there's a lot of knowledge there. But not only there, we want that information being accessible for everybody. So if you go to the YouTube channel and you go to a playlist, you will find the same there, all this educational series. So I really encourage you all to go there and explore and learn. But today we decide to go a little different and less theoretical. And we decide to encourage you all to go with something different, something we have been talking for a few weeks. And it's the unlimited power of community. And the way we are encouraging you all to get access and use this unlimited power is through the MWTC Mastermind Community Forum. Because as Mr. Hill say on one of his best books, Grow and Get Rich.
Think and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich.
Correct. So he said the mastermind principle consists of an alliance of two or more minds working in perfect harmony for the attainment of a common defined objective. And you all knew that, but because Mike usually shared that, but this other part is what I found really powerful. And that's why I has been sharing a lot about the power of a forum, because no two minds ever come together without a third invisible force, which may be likened to a third mind. When a group of individuals' minds are coordinated and function in harmony, the increased energy created through that alliance becomes available to every individual in the group. And that's exactly what we have been seeing since we started doing the free trading room, the live trading room, sorry. Since we started Mike's Nights, it has been a lot of sharing and a lot of focus work together. So let me move here. You're seeing my browser, Mike?
Not yet. No, still the presentation.
Oh, let me share again here. And that's why the power we are having right here in this simple thing is super, super, super big because, as I shared in the past, this is not just a place to come here to snipers. And yeah, Mike has been doing an amazing job sharing all the trades he brings up every Monday. As you can see here, you open the trade, you have the risk graph, you have the link for the TTR graph. But what is beautiful, and I was checking this morning for some examples of this, is when these kind of things start happening, then the community comes here and not only check Mike's trades, but also share other trades. So you can imagine a community of 20, 30, 40 people like we have here, sharing trades every day, getting the feedback of the people, like Pat just did here. You know, she just came, shared some comments, something could be missing in Mike's trade or in any of your trade, a new a rumor, whatever. It's important for analyzing a trade. It could be shared here, and it becoming a powerful source of knowledge. Then you can all come here, access, share, get that, and improve your trading. So I just want to make an emphasis there, because any of you can come here and create a new topic, say, hey, I have this new trade idea on this trade. I like it because of this. Here's the graph. Here's the link to TTR. Please give me your feedback. And if we can develop the community to have 10, 15, 20 people commenting on your trading, you can imagine the magnitude of trading that we can have right here. So yes, Mike is having more than 25 years of experience. He's really knowledgeable. His path on this field is huge. But again, there's nothing more powerful than more than two people working together for the benefit or the reach of a goal. And we all have a goal, a shared goal here, which is have an amazing, profitable trading. So that's why we decide to go today with a little bit of this, a little bit of the power, the unlimited power that we have as a community. So with that, let me share you a couple of great things that we are having now in the boards, because one of them is now we have a new menu style. So you all can access to your MWTradecoaching.com board. And if you click here in this icon right here, you will have this sidebar menu. Then you can edit as you want. So one of the most powerful parts I see is this tax part, because you know, some of you have access to Sniper, some of you have access to few of our products, and some of you have access to all of our products. So you can come here, and if you click this pencil right here, you can edit that, and you can say, okay, I want to have quick access to, I don't know, the night trades ideas, the let's say hedge fund life.
Live trade.
Yeah.
This just came out, right?
Yeah, this is a new feature. You can say live trades. You can search there for several things and have a list of your preferred tags. So you can just access to your boards and say, okay, let me check the night trades ideas. Let me check the sniper trades ideas. So it's really, really easy to move through the different things. Then, as we mentioned several times, we are not doing a publication here. We are just doing an extra effort to share the trades ideas we discussed during the session, which is not a recommendation for anybody to take a trade. It's just a potential trade and we discuss during this session. So you have that there. You have also the categories, and you can just go there and walk through snipers, the hedge fund, or the different categories or groups you have access to. And this is really cool because now we have personal chats that you can start here. So you just go here or to this icon right here. And this is really powerful. And I want to do a little bit extra emphasis here because we've been seeing that some of you really like MODIDORS and some of you are really attracted to credit spreads and some of you have different favorite strategies. So any of you can come here to this chat icon, go to this plus sign here or personal chat, new personal chat, and you can type, for example, Mike. So you have Mike, but if you press Shift and then press Mike's name, then you can say, okay, I want to do this thread with Clayton too. Shift, Clayton, and I think Dave will be really powerful to have it here. Okay, let me include Dave in this thread. So you can, by your own, start a new thread or a new entire chat about whatever you want. So let's say I want to open one with these 3 people, chat with them, and I can even make this bigger and say, good morning, everybody. Let's talk about MODIDORS because we have the MODIDORS master here. So this is really cool because then instead of having to create a WhatsApp group or something like that, you can have everything here. And the beauty of this way is that it'll be way more easy to follow all the conversation different than WhatsApp, because here you can reply, you can check easily all the comments and people is doing, you can like it, you can reply to a specific message. So there's a lot of benefits of using this way. You can even bookmark a specific message of the thread and then check it later, or have it more accessible for you, reply to a specific thing. Then you can also do in WhatsApp, but here you can do it on a cleaner and easier way. I could share you a lot more about everything we have and all the power we have in this simple or not simple, but basic tool. And it looks really basic, but it's, I think, the key for the success of a lot of us here in MWTC, because if you can imagine the time you need to find, for example, 30 trades, you can also imagine the time that 30 people will need to find 30 trades and just share it here and come and say, oh, wow, 15 people say they like this trade, so it must be a good trade. Let me just take it. I think that's it from me because I can talk and talk and talk.
You sure can. I didn't know about the chat stuff. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I know that some of you trade together. We have a Dallas contingent. You guys could set up your own chat group on the boards. It's all free to anybody. If you have a paid subscription, you get access to new boards, different boards. But yeah, that's new good stuff, Gerardo.
Yep, and it's accessible for everybody here. You just need to have an account with us, and if you check your welcome to Sniper email or your welcome to EM or hedge fund, you all have access to this. Of course, it'll be access to different categories and different groups, but the basic one, Snipers, is free for everybody. And we have also the general discussions board, and recently we repost the Jeff VWAP thread, so you can benefit from all that. And I will highly encourage everybody to go there, explore more, start using it, share with it. It's really powerful, not only for trades, of course. It's also really beneficial for discuss strategies, discuss rules, discuss ideas. Hey, I think Mike is so wrong with take care of your risk. I think we should trade Tracy.
Don't do that one. Don't, because I'll be on that thread. I'll come in with my my bazooka.
So I
Great,
would like
Gerardo.
to hear
Thank
any question about it.
Yeah, just ask away. You know, I've studied Napoleon Hill, and I never heard that part where he said where two powerful minds, two minds come together. It's actually the two powerful minds, but a third force. You know, that is absolutely true. It sounds airy-fairy and metaphysical. It is metaphysical, but it's true. And that's the power of mastermind. I've gained from it as well. I've learned a lot from our community, and this is like nothing that's being done anywhere that I know of. And we just want to sort of hit that bell one more time for you, just to let you know the power of what we have here, banding together, sharing your ideas, you know, throw some trades up on the sniper thread and build community even outside of this 1 hour of the week. It's typically longer than an hour as it is today. But with that, any questions or comments about the new features in our boards that Gerardo just outlined? Any questions in particular? All right.
I did it
I
so
think-
good or I did it so bad.
Yeah, it was just so clear, man. Andrew says USO is going up sideways, but VLO, HAL, and MPC are coming down. Okay, that's interesting. Keep an eye on that. We do have a credit spread on MPW, so I think we're okay on our sniper trade. It's something to look at. Thank you, Andrew. With that, everybody, we're going to bid you a good day. We do have earnings live coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern today. Matt will be guiding you through earnings. We'd have a lot of earnings coming up this week in retail. And the new earnings season, the big earnings season kicks in about a month or so. We'll start seeing a whole bunch more earnings. So, all right, everybody, we love you. Have a good week, and we'll see you soon. Pura vida. Bye.
Bye-bye.